Hello, and welcome. Welcome once again to the Secrets of the High Demand Coach podcast. And with us today is yet another high demand coach in the one and only Andrew Murdoch, who after reaching a low point in 2018 and discovering the transformative power of YouTube content, Andrew founded YT Era, a full service YouTube marketing solution for businesses and entrepreneurs. At rock bottom, he turned to YouTube videos for self-improvement and succeeded in boosting his mindset, finances, and health. Today, the YT Era amplifies the world's most considerable solutions by changing how businesses and entrepreneurs do marketing. Andrew helps entrepreneurs to clone themselves to explode their awareness, credibility, authority, reach, influence, and sales by always putting their viewers first. He's here with us today. Andrew, I want to kind of start off here out of the gate. What are some of the wrong ways that entrepreneurs use YouTube?
Oh, that's such a great way to start this conversation, Scott. So I have the perfect answer for you. You know, entrepreneurs, founders, CEOs, we're busy. We're very busy, and entrepreneurs are wired to do the whole who not how. Great book, by the way, Who Not How. But um, we're obsessed over getting things done by asking someone else to do the thing, right? And entrepreneurs can outsource a lot of things. They can outsource their calendar, their email, all kinds of things that you can outsource, but never, ever outsource your face. There are too many entrepreneurs out there that think that they can have a big, successful YouTube channel that grows their brand, grows their business, but they outsource the content creation to multiple people on their team, which, in my view, is one of the biggest mistakes. I mean, do you hate money? Do you hate money? Because Alex Hormozi, Patrick Bet-David, Grant Cardone, I mean, I can go on and on and on and on. These are 100 decamillionaires, 100 millionaires, billionaires, but somehow they always have time to hit the record button because they realize it's one of the most leverageable things that they can do with their time. So one of the biggest mistakes people make, outsourcing content creation.
Wow. What would you say are some of the biggest differences, or how is YouTube marketing different than other social platforms?
Great. Another great question. Okay. So, um, I'm just a dumb marketer. So I like to break things down into simple concepts. And every business out there struggles with the same problem, don't we? Every business struggles with this problem. How to put your brand in front of the perfect prospect at the perfect time. That's fundamentally the number one goal that every business owner has. And the YouTube AI has an unfair advantage. Okay, it does this better than anything else on the planet. Its AI is obsessed over one thing and one thing alone: how to put the perfect video in front of the perfect viewer at the perfect time. So, in my humble opinion, it's a match made in heaven. Every business, well, I wouldn't say every business. I'll say 95% of the businesses out there should have a YouTube channel. And if I could like just land the plane and kind of like tie a big bow on this, it's the fact that as a marketer, we marketers have access to a lot of data, so we can make lots of assumptions based off of that data. And you and I are meeting for the very first time, but I can make certain assumptions about you, Scott. When you are searching for content, most people will say Google, but and at the time of this recording in late 2024, a lot of people are now saying ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, right? Some of these other options are popping up. But when you want to learn about something, when you want to go deeper into a subject, a topic, most people will tell you they go to YouTube. So I always tell my clients, well, when someone is typing, let's say the client is a doctor or let's say a financial advisor. On any given day, there are people going into YouTube, typing in searches for how to plan for my retirement, how to pay for my kids' education, how to get out of debt. And so if I'm talking to a financial advisor, for an example, I'd say, Mr. Financial Advisor, do you want your videos popping up when your ideal client types in that search query into the YouTube search bar? Or do you want your competitors' videos popping up? Because marketing 101 is fish where the fish are. And off the top of my head, what was it? I think it's 2.7 billion monthly active users are on YouTube. There isn't another platform on the planet that can compete.
Wow. you've already kind of tapped into some of this, but I'll ask it directly. What are some of the types of businesses that will benefit the most from YouTube marketing?
Okay, yeah, great question. So it if you're it might be easier for me to answer your question in a different kind of way. Like, which businesses does it not make sense to have a YouTube channel promoting their business? And I'm gonna throw a pretty interesting answer your way here. Ironically enough, my business my business should not have a YouTube channel because our ideal target market, the audience that we serve, they're busy entrepreneurs and business owners. They don't have time. They just want it done, right? So that's why we offer done for you services at my company. So my client does not go to YouTube and search for how to use YouTube to grow my business. They don't do it. They would rather just pay the experts to do that for you. So using my own company as an example, if your business, marketing 101, fish where the fish are, if your business can literally say to me, oh, our target market isn't on YouTube because of ABC, XYZ, much like my company, then yeah, it doesn't make sense. Now, do I have YouTube channels? Yes, I actually have multiple YouTube channels, just none of them teach YouTube marketing, right? Because it's not the target market. So if your target market is not on YouTube, and there's not very many of you out there that can say that. Like I said, 2.7 billion monthly active users, more than any other platform, the #1 video platform on the planet, the #1 podcast platform on the planet, the #1 streaming platform on the planet, and the #2 search engine on the planet. So there's not that many businesses that should not have a YouTube, and there maybe you can maybe argue, like, if you have a company that sells to governments, but still people who work at governments are on YouTube. So,
Yeah.
like I said, most businesses should have a YouTube channel.
Yeah. And again, it's like we're reading from the same script here. The questions I've gotten advanced, you've tapped right into. Um, when it comes to getting started, what do you like? What's the best way to start? Should you start advertising on other people's videos? Should you start posting your own videos? What's the best way for someone who's new to YouTube to get started?
Really great question. So you mentioned advertising your stuff in other people's videos. Now that is an option, but if you are Uh, I'm not an anti-paid guy. I don't bash paid. Paid has its place. It's especially good if you have a product launch or an event, anything that's time sensitive, anything that, the ad is only going to make sense for the next 30 days, and then we got to kill it because the event is over or the product launch is over, right? That's where paid is really good. But if you zoom out on a long enough time frame, organic is going to kick paid's butt 7 days a week. Again, if you zoom out on a long enough timeline, because I'm a big fan of doing something once and then sitting back and watching it make money forever. I'm a big fan of that. Call me crazy. We're entrepreneurs, founders, CEO, we're busy people. So anytime you could set it and forget it, do something once and then watch it generate value for you forever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to put a limitation on that, right? So I'm an organic guy through and through. There's a time and place for paid, and obviously it makes sense to combine the two strategies when it makes sense. And what was your question again? I'm losing my train of thought here.
Yeah, what's the best way to get started? So creating
Oh,
content
yeah.
or
Okay. The best way to get started. Well, the best way to get started. Okay. So if you're in business, you should already have. Okay, I'm gonna rapid fire because this is a big question. If you have a business, you're in a business. If you're listening to this or watching this right now, you have a business. So you already have the definition of your buyer avatar. Your buyer avatar. What I want you to do is zoom out on that buyer avatar, right? So the 4 pillars that we use is demographics, psychographics, online behavior, offline behavior. And if you define who that viewer avatar is, you should be able to design a content strategy that attracts the right viewer. Let's use an example that most people listening to this should be familiar with. Alex Ramosi is arguably doing the gold standard in YouTube marketing for business right now, right? Now, his buyer avatar can be represented by a tiny little dot, right? His buyer avatar is a business owner doing $3 million a year and wants to partner with him to scale up to $30 million a year plus, right? That's a really tiny percentage amount of people. But if you go to his YouTube channel, you'll see videos got hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views. And that's because he understands the difference between who his buyer avatar is, that is represented by like a tiny little dot, and his viewer avatar that is a much wider, broader definition. So he's opening up that top of funnel, casting out that wide net, creating content that people care about, because rule number one, don't be boring, right? Create content for that viewer avatar, and then only the perfect buyer avatars will funnel all the way down and become a paying customer and client of your business, and take advantage of your product or your service, right? Yeah. So how to get started? That's the best answer I got for you. You already have a product, you already have a service, you're already in business. You already know who your buyer avatar is. That's great. Good for you. Pat yourself on the back. Define who your viewer avatar is, and then design a content strategy on that.
Got it. Got it. So, what are some of the best mechanisms then from getting them from the world of YouTube into your sales funnel?
Oh, so really, and I don't know why my camera's fogging up on me, man. Technology is failing me today. Uh, so, so there's really only two CTAs, two calls to action that matter when it's a business channel. All right, so let's zoom out and then zoom back in. So there's really only two types of YouTube channels out there. There's the education kind of channel, the business channel, and then the entertainment channel. The entertainment channel has only one objective: how do we get the viewer to keep watching? Keep watching, keep watching, keep watching. That's the only thing the entertainment channel, Mr. Beast and all the others, right? If you're a business with a YouTube channel, that is a goal, but it's not the main objective. The main objective is changed behavior. So here's a really advanced strategy that you, the viewer, and the listener can take advantage of. What if you made a series of videos that point to one another? So video A points to video B points to video C points to video D, and what have you, right? In order for you to really educate the viewer on a topic that you can break into a series, an episodic journey for the viewer to go on to, right? Yeah. So now after let's say it's 4 videos. At the end of those 4 videos, and each video is promoting the other one, at the end of that 4th video, you ask the viewer, instead of watching another video, because now you've just successfully convinced them to binge watch multiple videos, which is amazing, by the way, because now you've, again, pat yourself in the back because you've successfully converted a first-time viewer into a repeat, returning, loyal viewer. And YouTube pays very close attention to that, by the way. At the end of that video series, instead of promoting another video, ask the viewer to access your free download, get your free lead magnet. Hey, click the link below and get my free blah, 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 right? Because now the objective is to convert that viewer into a lead. And you do that by giving something of value, a lead magnet, in exchange for them, for you to capture their name and email address. Now, here's that's the 101. Here's the 201. You want to make sure the lead magnet solves a very specific problem. If it's generic and vague, hey, get your free training. You'll get some clicks, you'll get some conversions, but it'll be less valuable. It'll be less impactful for you and your business. If you give something of value that helps the end prospect achieve, I'm sorry about my cameraman, achieve a quick win, right? The viewer needs that quick win. Then ideally that quick win, it blows them away so much that they're thinking, oh, wow, if he's giving this away for free, I can only imagine what the paid stuff get. Now, that free lead magnet should provide a solution to something that would then organically just lead into whatever your main offer is, whatever it is. Really give some thought to what your ideal prospect needs to solve, what their main pain point is. And then whatever that next thing is should be your main offer. Yeah.
Fantastic. What would you say is the best way to then measure the success of your YouTube campaign?
Views and watch time. So a lot of people like to focus on subscribers, and I understand why, but it's a vanity metric. Subscribers are a terrible metric because you're a business owner. Does a subscriber add value to you if they come along, they hit the subscribe button, and they never come back ever again? No, that doesn't add value to you, and YouTube doesn't care about those people either. Viewers that convert into returning viewers and watch time, if your monthly hours of watch time are consistently going up and up and up and up and up, that's all you should obsess on. That's all you should care about, because that's the leading domino that will lead to more subscribers and lead to more comments and lead to more engagement. But watch time is because YouTube switched to a satisfaction model a number of years ago. And watch time is a much better metric measuring satisfaction, whereas subscriber count doesn't measure satisfaction. So watch time. Yeah.
Fantastic. Andrew, there's a question I like to ask all my guests, and I want to ask it of you before we bring the show to a close. What would you say is the biggest secret that you wish wasn't a secret at all? What's that one thing you wish everybody watching or listening today knew?
You shared a little bit about my intro in the bio when we kick things off, and it maybe sounds a little cliche, but just because it's cliche doesn't mean it's not true. YouTube helped me turn my entire life around. I was at rock bottom. I was sleeping on an air mattress. I was convinced I was the world's biggest loser. And, getting addicted to YouTube videos is what helped me completely turn my entire life around, because some really successful, financially savvy, super fit, super successful people, took it upon themselves to hit the record button. And I not only did I binge watch their content, and that led to me making better life decisions to help me get out of the mess, but I didn't just sit back passively and watch their content. I actually got off my ass and did something with my life. So, we live in a world where we absolutely do live in the attention economy, and I feel like it's the best kept secret that more people just don't understand, to that they should be leveraging this. If you can control attention in the marketplace, then you control the narrative. Then you make the rules. Controlling the narrative in the marketplace is the unfair advantage that your business might be missing. And now I've completely transformed my entire life because other people knew how to control the narrative. Other people knew how to control the attention in their niche, in their, whether it was business or finance or health and fitness. Um, I have to come back to just what works. Hit record, change lives, grow your business.
It's fantastic. Andrew, there's some folks who are more than convinced they're ready to move forward. They just want help from someone to do it. They're the busy folks that you talked about ahead of time. How can they reach out to you? How can they find more out about the work that you and your firm do?
Well, I got a free community at on the school platform, and you can go to yt4free.com. That's yt4free.com to join the free community. It's full of entrepreneurs and business owners. I've got a lot of assets in there already that help people get going. And we're in the middle of creating some really advanced video series, 5 video series that we're going to upload there in the not too distant future. And so I would recommend joining the free community, and you'll learn a lot more there. And again, apologies about making it, like, leave it to the YouTube video expert to have a camera. I'm in Costa Rica right now, and it would seem my camera is struggling with the humidity. How embarrassing. But you know what? You know what? This ties into what we were saying earlier. Done is better than perfect, actually. Done is better than perfect. So when it comes to creating content, you, the business owner, do not stress over, oh, it doesn't sound perfect or look perfect or what have you. It's much better to get it done. If you think you can change at least one life or attract at least one customer, one client, then is the content worth it? Absolutely.
I love it. Well, Andrew, thanks so much for being here. Just a privilege having you on. Loved what you had to share. For those of you watching and listening, your time and attention mean the world to us. I hope you got as much out of this conversation as I know I did, and I cannot wait to see you next time. Take care.